good afternoon, and welcome to our hurricane home vlog. It has officially begun. So it is about 3 o'clock on Wednesday, and we are still in the outer bands. We're nowhere close to the eye. The eye is down in Cape Coral, and we'll put a picture of what the hurricane looks like right now up on the screen right here. You can see we're very far away, but we are getting our very first squall of the storm.
Yeah.
So we're actually underneath the hurricane because the hurricane's massive, but the worst weather is down by the eye. So right now we're just getting like some heavy rain and some gusting winds, and we'll try to show you guys that.
I think it stopped.
Right.
It was like really, that's why we're like, oh wait, we should start the video because I think it's starting. But I think well, it's kind of windy. We'll show you.
So this is what it looks like outside. It is raining and a little bit windy.
Oh, it feels so cool.
Yeah, it's very nice outside.
Oh, I think this storm is going to bring us some cooler weather too, which is like one of the silver linings of all of this horrible weather.
Yeah.
So
I thought for sure there was going to be like, you can see some of the trees in the background are getting a little breezy back there. Oh, here's a breeze. Here's a gust. There it was.
I think we're definitely going to lose some of these palm fronds for sure.
Yeah.
We should have had our trees trimmed before the storm, but there was so much going on because we were out of town, so we just didn't plan very well for the yard part.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that that doesn't mean that the trees are going to fall down because they have a lot to catch the wind. That's one of my biggest concerns with this storm is the fact that we've got these palm trees so close to our screen enclosure. I think that could be the biggest point of damage for the house, aside from the roof, because the roof is old. I think that we might, if one of these trees falls onto the screen enclosure, we might have an issue with the screen enclosure. But they're light, like palm trees are lighter than other trees. I don't know, these are just, I'm just like talking out loud my concerns for the storm. Right.
I also wanted to mention that right now, currently, so I know you guys just kind of saw what we're dealing with, and it's not too, it's pretty mild right now for us. But I was also just looking at the live look at the Fort Myers, what's happening in Fort Myers, which is like way south of us.
Yeah.
And they're underwater.
Right.
Like they're completely like cars are floating down the road. Water is like up, you know, to the middle of some people's houses. So just because we have it pretty mild right now, doesn't mean that other parts of the state aren't like getting absolutely just hammered by this storm.
Right.
So definitely, you know, it's scary to think that what's coming our way. And that's just kind of how hurricanes work. They sort of, you know, it ramps up.
Right.
You know, it's like mild, and then it starts to get worse. But you have almost like a warning because you get the mild stuff first.
Right.
So really take evacuation like orders seriously. If they tell you to leave, like leave.
Right, and our heart goes out to the people that are down in Fort Myers because they didn't get an evacuation order.
Oh, they didn't?
No.
Oh, I thought they did.
No, that's why it's so bad.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, nobody ever ordered an evacuation.
Oh my gosh,
and
that's
so
scary.
people were like, well, it's probably not going to be that bad. Well, if they're not telling us to leave, so people stayed.
And it's tough too because the way that these storms work is sometimes they change direction like really fast. So you don't have enough time to prepare for that, for that like level of severity of the storm.
Right. Came to an upstairs window to get a better view of what's going on out there. You can see we've got some pretty heavy rain hitting the window and some pretty good gusts going through the trees up there. See the pine trees in the back there really swaying back and forth. It is starting now. This is our first major, like, there you go, there's a good gust. This is our first major cell of the storm that we're getting here. While we're just kind of like observing the storm, I just wanted to address the gas in the car comment from yesterday's video. So we actually have two cars. We have the Chevy Volt still that we used to drive, and we have the Tesla. The Tesla is fully electric. The Volt is a gas-powered generator that powers electric wheels. So it can be charged and run on battery, but it also has a gas tank in it. Has like 10 gallons of gas in it. Not a lot of gas, but there is gas in that car, and that's the one that I was talking about. If I need to, I can pull gas out of that car to use for the stove. Like last resort, but there is gas out in that car out there. Two things that I think I'm going to eventually invest in, maybe like one as a whole unit, is like a weather station, like a rain gauge and a wind speed meter. I think it'd be interesting to see that sort of stuff here, like in real time while a hurricane is happening. I know hurricanes don't happen all the time, but like when one does, I'd like to know these little facts, because there was a pretty strong gust that blew through. It was so strong that when it blew through the screen enclosure where the pool is, it like, all the water turned to mist as it went through the screen, and then like the whole backyard was just white looking out the back, and then it was like done with. So, and then I'm interested to see how much rain we're having, because it's kind of a lot of rain. Like there's a lot of rain happening. I wanted to see what our flooding level was like in the backyard back here. Yeah, pretty flooded. All right, so it was like a lot wetter out there than I thought it was going to be. The rain doesn't look like it is coming down. Jackson got a lollipop and he just wanted to show you guys.
I think that strawberry one.
Yeah, is it good?
Yeah.
Yeah? Nice work, buddy. So the whole reason that I went out there was because I thought that it wasn't. It's okay, buddy. You just keep going at it. The whole reason that I went out there was because I didn't think it was gonna be that like wet. It's like walking underneath a waterfall. There's just like a lot of water coming from the sky right now. So, like I said, I'd like to know how much water that is. I'd like to have a rain gauge to know. We've reached the point in the day where Mommy is making dinner.
Oh yeah.
And the rain has kind of been come and go type thing. Like there's been these ridiculous gusts and heavy downpours, and then it like slows up.
All right, so trying to find the good lighting. I am making dinner. I'm making an eggplant parmesan with garlicky tomato sauce and lemon basil couscous. This is vegan, so it's a plant-based mozzarella cheese. And I'll show you where I'm at. I've already started cooking it. So this is the eggplant. I cooked the eggplant, topped it with, I made the sauce, and it's just like diced tomatoes, shallot, garlic, and some salt and Italian seasoning. It was pretty easy to make. And then I just topped my eggplant with that and my breadcrumb and mozzarella mixture. And then my couscous is still cooking. I think, whoops. I don't know why I thought that it wouldn't do that. So my couscous, I'm gonna add some lemon juice, some fresh basil, and some lemon zest. So that'll be like a nice mixture of flavors underneath my eggplant parmesan. So I'm gonna cook my eggplant just so I can, you know, brown up my breadcrumb mixture there. And here's a look at the finished dinner. And then you just serve it with some lemon wedges as well. So looks really good. I think it's gonna be pretty filling too. I really liked it. I thought it was really good. This is something that I would totally make again. It was very like ingredients that are easy to get, and it was very easy to make. So I'm gonna link the recipe down below in case you wanna try to make it on your own. But I will definitely be saving this recipe and making this again, for sure.
Just as like a quick update, Jackson is now asleep. It's going on 9 o'clock. It's dark outside. It's raining quite heavily. There's been some pretty good gusts of wind. We're kind of in the thick of it now. From here until tomorrow morning should be the worst of it. So, I don't know. We're just gonna like kind of finish out the night nice and quiet. Hope the power stays on all night. You never know. But by the time we wake up tomorrow morning, we should still be like in the center of it. The eye is kind of anticipated to kind of go right over our house. That's scary, but we'll see what happens. By the time the eye gets here, it should be around a category 1 rather than a category 4 where it like made landfall. So that is good news in all of this. But yeah, so we'll see what happens tomorrow morning. If anything happens in the middle of the night, I'll let you guys know. But as of right now, we're gonna put the camera down, finish out the night. I got some laundry to fold, and then we'll see what it's like in the morning. All right, it's been 20 minutes since I last recorded. It's 9:20 now. The power just went out.
But like,
this isn't even like the worst part of the storm.
It's barely raining outside.
Right?
Why did the power go out?
I don't know.
I wonder how long it's gonna be out for. We have like all these camping lights all around us.
Right.
But I don't know if there's gonna be a video tomorrow. Like, I know that you guys are seeing this way later, but I don't know if there's, I can't work without my computer, so.
We'll see what happens.
Ding dang.
Yeah.
I really, like, so the last time that we went through like a major hurricane was in our old house.
Right.
That house had power lines that were above ground. It was like the power lines that you see, you know, on the poles above the ground.
Right.
This house, the power lines are buried below the ground.
Right.
Yeah, so we don't usually lose power.
Right.
So I really didn't think we were gonna.
I didn't think we were gonna lose power this early. I thought by the time, because like the eye's gonna come like right over top of us. I thought maybe like 2 a.m. we might lose power.
Right.
But then like,
oh, sorry.
It went out.
Yeah, but like why?
I don't know.
What the heck?
That's what I said.
So, I guess we're going to bed early tonight.
Yeah, what the heck? The good news is we can still take a hot shower tonight.
Oh yeah, okay. I was kind of worried about that.
the hot water in the hot water heater, there's like 50 gallons of water out there.
Okay.
That's hot right now.
Right.
It might not be hot in the morning, but it's hot right now.
We should take a shower right now.
We should take a shower right now.
Okay.
But then again, the air conditioner's off now, so do you want to take a hot shower?
Well, it's still cool in the house.
Right. And it's actually kind of nice outside. Right now it's 75 degrees outside. So.
But we can't open the windows. It's raining.
Right,
it's not
just pour in.
Yeah, it's not, when I said, because I said earlier, I'm like, it's not even raining, but it's not raining like hard enough that I thought the power would go out. It is raining right now.
Also, it's a bad idea to open your windows in a hurricane. Little known fact. I don't know if that's little known, but that's fact.
Because of the pressure?
Yeah, pressure changes. Blow the roof off the house.
Okay, well, we don't want to do that.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
Yeah, so I think we'll let you know if anything else changes, but I guess as far as right now, we're probably just gonna get ready for bed and...
Yeah, it went out and then it like was dark for a little bit. I was like, oh, and then it started to turn back on. I was like, eh?
And then
it just turned back off and I was like, oh.
Immediately turned back off. So, dang, I really am surprised that the power turned off.
Right?
Well, shoot.
I'm surprised, like I said, I'm surprised it turned off this early.
Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna go tell ghost stories with our spooky lights.
Ooh. Once upon a midnight dreary, as I ponder, weak and weary.
The one where there was a girl and she wore
a black ribbon around her neck.
How does that one go? And then she said she found a boy that she liked, and she told the boy that we can get married as long as you never take my ribbon off.
And then he did, and her head fell off.
Yeah, the end.
Ooh. And then there was a guy who was blind, and he always used to have his dog lick his hand.
Oh no, that one's really scary.
Yeah, that is scary. Yeah.
There was somebody living under his bed. That one's pretty scary.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now, yeah, we're gonna go get ready for bed.
Okay.
And then hopefully the power will come back on. We'll let you know. If anything changes, we'll keep you updated.
That would be nice.
But yeah, right now it's 9:20 in the evening.
Right? And we're getting gusts of like 33 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Didn't think that was gonna knock the power out.
Ian.
Woke up to still no power. We saved some episodes of Alice's Wonderland Bakery on the iPad, so that's what Jackson is watching right now. Seeing a lot of flooding around town. We didn't have any flooding here. We didn't have any downed trees. We just don't have any power. Which is interesting because some of the places that I saw that were flooded still have power. Still waiting to hear back from my family because one of the places that had a lot of flooding was over by my parents' house. And see what they say. Heard from my sister who was out on the coast and she's fine. Haven't heard from my brother yet to see how he's doing. Just waiting to hear back from everybody in the family, make sure everybody's okay. But for the most part, we went through the eye of the storm. The storm pushed through while we were sleeping last night. I didn't really sleep very good last night. I was having crazy dreams. But for the most part, I think that everything is a-okay here. The pool did fill all the way up, and I'll show you guys that in a second. But it drained out to the side and around the house and no big deal. So we didn't get any flooding in the house. There's still a lot of wind happening. It's coming from the other direction now because we're on the other side of the eye of the storm. So that's interesting. That's an interesting fact about hurricanes is that when they're on one side of the eye, the wind comes from one direction. And then when it switches past the eye, it comes from the other direction. So yeah, I mean, even the trees out in the backyard, nothing happened to them. It is still raining a little bit, but other than that, we're a-okay, just don't have any power. Some big gusts came through and just blew all the rain off the top of the screen enclosure. Oh, you can hear the wind out here. Yeah, some big gusts coming through for sure still. But like I said, the pool is very, very full. Here's a big gust. Yeah, still windy out, but other than that, doing okay. You know, it's still raining too. The backyard is still just a little tiny bit flooded, nothing too intense. But like I said, there's a lot more flooding everywhere else, like other places around town are very, very flooded. The area near Universal was up to the middle of car doors flooded. All right, first thing to do today, gotta make some coffee. We got it going on the camp stove. This stuff's perfectly safe to use inside like this because it is a natural gas type thing. Like you would, if you had a natural gas stove, it'd be the same thing. And so we're using the French press to make some coffee. A little decaf coffee in the morning. Yeah, we did it. Some nice warm coffee first thing in the morning here. Windows are real messy from last night, but we're getting some pretty good gusts going through right now. You can hear it all outside.
Is the power company right now?
Power company is gonna try and fix it as soon as they can. Yeah, look at this. Ooh, lots and lots of wind today. But I think the rain is all done for right now. Yeah, look at that. Whoa, whoa. Okay, we'll see what the rest of the day holds for us. As of right now, this is it. We're just kind of sitting here waiting it out. No power, right, bud?
But then no power.
Because of the storm. Have you checked all the switches? Yeah, you did. He's been going around.
And the microwave.
And he checked the microwave and the photo frame. Everything he's checked isn't working, right, buddy?
And the TV.
And the TV's not working.
And that's not working.
And the bathroom's not working. Jackson. Jackson. Look.
The power's back on.
What about the one downstairs?
You want to go look?
So this morning, did you already tell them this morning?
Yeah, he was testing all the things.
Every outlet, not outlet.
Switch.
In the house.
You want to go test them? Let's test some switches. Yeah.
Good job, bud.
One downstairs.
Yeah, you want to go check it?
Yeah. One downstairs.
All right, let's go check. Oh, lights are still on downstairs, buddy.
Okay, we never
One
turned it on.
downstairs.
I just turned it off, sorry. That was my fault. Whoa, everything's on, buddy. What do we do?
Oh.
What do we do? Turn this one on. Yeah. Yeah, nice work, bud.
What are you so excited about? He goes, oh, the ice machine is working.
Whoa. It did pretty good. 28 degrees in the freezer, 66 in the refrigerator.
What is it supposed to be at?
Supposed to be at 30, yeah, 34 and 0.
Oh, okay. Well,
So I mean, it did warm up a little bit, but
we didn't have a lot of food in the fridge.
there goes all the water out of the ice machine.
Was it?
Yeah.
We didn't have a lot of like food in the fridge because we kind of, just in case the power went out, we didn't want to like, you know.
It right to the top.
Yes, as soon as it, let's let it work,
Oh,
cool down a little bit.
then just turn it to this one.
Yeah. So right before the power came on, we were talking about what we were gonna do for lunch today because we didn't have power. We got a bunch of soup and like canned goods and stuff because we were, you know, just in case the power went out. And we also had like just granola bars and things that were non-refrigeratable.
Non-perishable.
Okay. So we were gonna make grilled cheeses on the camp stove and then the power came back on and we were still like, we want grilled cheese.
Because, fun fact, number one, the refrigerator didn't get too cold, but also butter.
Too hot.
Yeah, the refrigerator didn't get too hot, but also butter is one of those things that takes a long time to spoil.
Yeah.
So like even if the refrigerator had gotten too hot, cheese and the butter would have been totally fine.
Now
All right.
watch some.
Yes.
Oh, now the power's back on. You want to watch something? Finish your sandwich first.
He's like, I just want to watch Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. But so Jackson's having grilled cheese and some pretzels. I made grilled cheese for me and Tim. Tim ate his already, but look at that. Doesn't that look delicious? Yummy. And then I just had some tomato basil soup that I heated up. I'm so glad that we didn't have to have cold soup. That was really like not something I was looking forward.
He did that up on the camp stove.
Yeah. We don't really have a pan for the camp stove though. I was thinking about that.
Well, I have the one that I used to make the coffee.
Oh, okay.
It's like a little tiny pot.
You want to try my soup, bud?
No.
No? You sure? You keep looking at it.
Now.
You want to try some?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, for the most part, I mean, I think it's still going to be like dreary, a little bit breezy, maybe a slight bit of rain for the rest of the day. But I think we're through the worst of it. Like, I think the hurricane is pretty much done for us.
Mm-hmm.
The eye appears to be offshore now. It's kind of like pretty demolished. Like the eye is pretty much fallen apart. But we were super lucky for this storm. Yes, our power did go out, but it went out at 9 o'clock last night and came back by 1 o'clock this afternoon.
Yeah, we really didn't, we just went to bed early, which is fine. And then we slept through the worst of the storm.
Right, I think the eye went straight over top of us. So the eye wall, that's like the worst part of it, like the worst section of storm, we just slept through that.
And it never got super hot in the house. That was one thing I was worried about with not having power through the night because you can't open your windows. I was nervous that Jackson would get really hot or that we would get really hot. The house stayed relatively cool. Our food stayed okay in the fridge and the freezer.
We had little battery powered fans going.
Yeah. Jackson, we put a fan on Jackson, which also doubled as like the noise machine because he sleeps with like a noise machine and a fan on him. And he never woke up in the night. He woke up this morning and came in bed with us, and then we
woke up at like 7:30 this morning.
Yeah, we just started our day like normal. So the only thing that was different this morning was obviously we didn't have power, so we couldn't make like a normal breakfast. So we had just cereal for breakfast.
Right.
But other than that,
yeah. Like there is a lot of flooding around town. I'm not about to get in the car and like drive around. I don't need to do that.
Yeah.
But I know that there's a lot of flooding. Like There's a lot of flooding at Universal. There's a picture that we saw of Hulk where it's like the little trench that it goes underground is full of water. We've seen pictures from around the like Epcot resorts, and those are all flooded. There's just a lot of water around. Well,
I just hope everybody, there seemed to be a lot of flooding just around the theme parks in general, like the people who live around the theme parks and stuff like that, and at downtown Orlando.
Right.
That's where, it was weird, like that's where the majority of the flooding was.
Well, and in Seminole County, there was a lot of flooding kind of everywhere.
Was there?
Yeah.
Because in the middle of the night, we did get a warning for flash floods.
Right.
Which kind of like scared me that didn't, it wasn't one of the warnings that like beeps very loud, so that didn't wake us up. So if there had been a flash flood, we wouldn't have known.
Right. Well, I woke up and saw it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Did it beep?
No, it vibrated.
Oh, okay. It didn't wake me up.
I slept because I usually sleep with a fan on me, so that's my noise machine, because I didn't have that.
Okay,
I had the little fan, but
it
wasn't loud enough for me to like not hear my phone go off.
Right.
So I just kind of like woke up and was like, oh, the phone's going off. Let's see what it was. And I saw this like flash flood warning. I was like, all right, well, nothing I can do about that.
No, but that's scary.
Right.
Like the flooding is scary.
Well, it's interesting because it's a flash flood warning, but when you think of flash flood, you think of like Catastrophe Canyon, where it's like coming down, or like earthquake, where it's like coming down water, like stairwells and like a massive, like all at once. Like
a wall of water.
Yeah, but that's not what this is. This is just like a lot of rain at one time, and it will start to come up. That's what it is inland, at least. If you're near a river, like there's the St. John's River, people near that river, that was a quicker flood than what we saw at some of the other places around lakes, because it would all go into the river and then flow down. And so as it flowed down, that was more of like a faster rising of water.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So.
Yeah, we definitely got really lucky, and I'm very grateful that we didn't have any damage. Like there's no damage at our house at all.
We think there is a leak that showed up in the hallway upstairs, so I need to have somebody come out and take a look at the roof.
Right.
But that's small potatoes compared to other things that could happen.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think that we definitely got very lucky. Jackson was totally fine. He wasn't scared. He was just more, I think, annoyed that we didn't have power.
And he was like concerned about the power a lot.
Right, and he just wanted to, you know, like do things that needed power, so we couldn't do those things, so we had to kind of keep him occupied in other ways. So we just did like a puzzle, we played with his blocks, we were coloring, you know, we did those type of things. So
right. We
had a really good morning, and then we were really happy that the power came back on. So yeah. Everything's all good. I also did want to update because I saw a lot of comments about Lynn as well. And so I just want to let you guys know that she's totally fine too. She lost power, but she also got her power back. So everything was fine. Everybody's safe. We're doing good.
Yeah, good to go.
Yeah.
The only people that I know now that don't have power is my mom, but they have a generator going, so they're good to go.
I think that's something we will look into though for the future, is a generator.
Yeah.
That's something that we probably should have done before this storm, but you don't want to.
I looked at it a little bit right before the storm, but I was like,
you don't want to buy a generator right before the storm though.
Right.
Like you want to do it in a time where it's like not hurricane season, so you get a better deal, because they're not cheap.
Right.
So there's a little tip for you. If you live in Florida, or you're moving to Florida, or you're new to Florida, if you get a generator, don't get it during hurricane season.
Right.
If you can wait.
Right.
So we're not going to end the video here. We'll keep you guys updated just in case anything else happens. We'll probably end it tonight though.
Yeah. I really don't think anything else is going to happen though.
No, I don't think, and we're just going to hang out at home today. We're not going to do anything, you know, wild.
I'm going to watch She-Hulk.
Are you?
Yeah, because we got internet back now.
Yeah, because now we can.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to edit this video, so that's what I'll be doing.
All right.
All right, it's now like 5:30, so I'm going to go ahead and make dinner. I was sort of waiting just to make sure that the power was going to stay on, and it's definitely like hasn't flickered. I think it's going to stay on. I think we're in the clear now. So let me show you what I'm making for dinner. So I am just roasting up some potatoes, onion, Brussels sprouts, and carrots, which will turn into this herbed sausage. I also have some sausages. I'm going to cook those in a pan though. But it's some herb sausages with roasted veggies, and there's a Dijon maple dressing that kind of goes over everything. And this is another one of those vegan recipes. Oh, and caraway seeds. This is going to have some salt and pepper and caraway seeds and some olive oil. But this is going to be super easy. It's pretty much like a 2-pan dish, and that's it. And it should be like something nice after the storm. I felt like, and it's easy. So that's win-win. Everybody wins. So I'm going to link this recipe down below as well in case you want to try to make this on your own. But you don't have to get the vegan sausages, which is what they sent us. We're just like vegan herb sausages. You can use regular sausages if you like, or another kind of protein, but they just sent us sausages. So that's what we're gonna have. So now that I have my caraway seeds, it's all seasoned. I'm gonna put it in my oven at 450. Oh, I'm so happy that we have an oven and power right now. My veggies are done roasting. My sausages are cooked up. I made my Dijon and maple mixture. It's literally just maple syrup and Dijon mustard mixed together. Not in equal parts, but it'll be in the recipe if you want to check that out. So it's a little sweet, a little tangy, a little spicy, and now I'm just gonna plate it. Here is a finished look at dinner. I've drizzled my Dijon maple dressing all over my dish. This looks really good. Again, this is like a more of a wintry fall type food. It definitely is gonna be like a more hearty dish. But with this dreary weather outside, you know, I'm just gonna pretend. I'm gonna pretend that it's cold and fall-like. How was dinner?
It was ridiculously good, actually. Like that sauce, the maple and mustard, excellent.
Also, I told them earlier, I said I'm just gonna pretend like it's a Florida winter because this was like a winter dish, but we opened the windows because it's like chilly outside. It's 66 degrees.
66 degrees outside right now.
Yeah, and it's a little bit breezy still from the storm, but it's
got a little shiver.
It's not raining anymore though.
Yeah.
So we opened the windows. The breeze is helping the air come into the house. It's amazing.
Yeah. Nice work, everybody.
What do you think, bud?
Yeah.
He's watching Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. He's like into it.
So yeah, all in all, I feel like we're in the clear.
Oh.
What?
I thought you were gonna say we were out of the storm.
Well, I was gonna say we're out of the storm, but I don't think we are technically out of the storm.
No, and also it upgraded back up to a hurricane because the eye is out over the Atlantic Ocean.
Where's it going now?
It's going up to South Carolina. And
Oh, geez.
yeah, it's gonna swing back in. Like it cut across Florida, and now it's swinging back into South North Carolina area.
That's
So
wild.
they're gonna get hit with a Category 1 hurricane, whereas like down in Fort Myers, they got hit with a Category 4, which it was
It was like on the cusp of 4
yeah,
and 5.
It was 155 miles per hour sustained, and Category 5 is 157 miles per hour.
Right.
There were a few readings that were at 158, but like they never called it a Category 5.
Gotcha.
But Fort Myers they need a lot of help down there.
Right.
So if you guys have donation links, leave them in the comment section down below for Fort Myers and those areas down there, because they're going to need a lot of help. So I think we're going to call it a night.
We are, yeah. So dinner was good. We're happy we got power.
Yeah.
Jackson is playing ABC Mouse right now.
He's loving it.
It's like feels really nice outside. It's cold and breezy. I have a blanket on.
Right?
So I'm just hoping that this weather, the cold weather, stays for at least a little bit. That would be nice.
I think it's supposed to stick around for at least a week.
Oh, okay. That's exciting.
Which would be nice.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be, like, maybe not cold, but like pleasant.
We'll be able to do some fall things.
Oh.
That'll be fun.
Like what?
I don't know. Whatever you do in fall.
Ooh, Halloween. Yeah. So like I said, super, super thankful that A, we've got power, B, we have no damage to the house.
Yes.
I know that that's not the case everywhere else. Disney and Universal both announced that they are opening tomorrow. For the most part. They were kind of vague. They're like phased reopening for Disney, and then Universal said phased reopening for hotel guests. So, I don't know what that means. For Universal, it could just mean like we're only opening up City Walk. But I've seen pictures of all the walkways from the resorts to the hotels, or from the hotels to the resort, are all flooded.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of surprised that they were opening tomorrow. And then I also read that the airport they're not giving an opening date.
Yeah.
So that's also interesting.
I think everybody's just waiting till the flooding goes down.
Yeah, there's a ton of flooding.
The only reason that I don't think there was any damage at the airport, but you can't get to the airport right now because of flooding.
Right, yeah.
So we'll see how quickly everything drains down.
Again, we are definitely thinking about everybody who did have damage and who did have a more severe experience with the hurricane than we did. And we will definitely be linking some charity like options down below for you.
So yeah, World Central Kitchen is down there for sure. They flew in by a helicopter to help out.
Oh wow, okay.
Because the bridges are out.
So we'll link that down below. So if you have any other links for charities that have Hurricane Ian specific campaigns going on, definitely leave them down below and we'll make sure that those are in the comments down below so you guys can check them out.
Yeah. So all in all, it was a good day.
Yeah.
And with that being said, we are off. We'll see you all tomorrow. And now it's time to pay the price.